Hey Astro Kids, and welcome back. And in today's video, we'll be talking about Jupiter in the 6th house. Let's go ahead and jump right into this. So just a quick disclaimer before we start. You first want to understand what sign is Jupiter placed in. Is Jupiter in its own sign of Sagittarius or Pisces? Is it exalted in Cancer or debilitated in Capricorn? This will make a huge difference in how Jupiter will play out within your natal chart. You also want to see, is Jupiter compatible with your ascendant? Is it a functional malefic or functional benefic in your chart? Along with this, you want to see, are there any planets conjunct with Jupiter or aspecting to Jupiter? This will also have a major impact over the influence of Jupiter, along with any malefics that are hemming Jupiter. So for example, if you have Jupiter in the 6th house and you have Mars in the 5th house and Saturn in the 7th house, this is going to limit the functioning of Jupiter in your natal chart. Jupiter also matures at the age of 16, so this will be a pivotal time in your life when Jupiter will have a major influence over you. Along with this, Jupiter will have a huge impact over your life during a Jupiter Mahadasha. So if you have not seen my video on the Jupiter Mahadasha Bhuktis, I will leave a link for that above and down below in the description. So what is Jupiter? Jupiter is the most benefic of all of the planets. Jupiter is all about optimism, good fortune. Jupiter brings us a sense of happiness and security. It is giving us the faith and optimism, which is bringing in this sense of happiness into our lives. Jupiter is the planet that blesses us. When we are at our last moments when we cannot carry on, Jupiter is the planet that comes to our rescue. Jupiter is a planet of higher knowledge, of philosophy, of religion, culture. It is all about the moral principles. Jupiter is a planet of generosity, of compassion, of empathy, of togetherness. Jupiter is connected with children, with the husband and a female's chart. Jupiter is also a significant factor of education. It is all about travel, all about the higher wisdom and insight of life. Jupiter is connected to any guides, teachers, mentors, people who are giving us wisdom and inspiration within our lives. Jupiter is a planet of great compassion and of higher teachings. So what does the 6th house represent? Well, the 6th house is one of the Dastana houses, which is a very challenging house within the natal chart. It is one of our houses that contains the fixed karmas within our lives. So these are the karmas that can't be changed, that we have to go through in life. And the 6th house is all about obstacles, enemies, co-workers, competition, litigation, divorce. The 6th house is dealing with the everyday responsibilities of life. It is all about using your intellect and your abilities to deal with the obstacles of life. The 6th house is all about health-related issues and the digestive system. It is all about cleanliness, order, dealing with the everyday responsibilities. The 6th house is also related to pets, the legal system, and the medical system. The 6th house also represents anyone who works for us, who provides a service for us, along with the service that we give to others in the world. So what happens when Jupiter is positioned in the 6th house of your natal chart? Jupiter in the 6th house is in a bit of a challenging position, but also Jupiter is able to make this position work because this gives you a great deal of wisdom to deal with the obstacles of the 6th house. So oftentimes Jupiter in the 6th house will give you a huge interest in health and healing. You're very interested in the medical factors of life, and this can even get you involved with the medical field for a profession. Jupiter here can give you excellent healing abilities, and it can give you the knowledge to deal with any health-related issues within your life. You can have fast recovery. You can find quick solutions to illnesses. Jupiter in the 6th house makes you want to help others. You're very service-oriented. This can get you into any field that is related to healing, to service, to social work, anything where you are trying to make a difference, trying to impact other people within their lives. Sometimes, though, this also can give a negative effect, particularly if Jupiter is placed in a difficult position in your natal chart, where you can come off as meddling, where you are imposing on others, trying to help them by force. So you want to be very careful about this, that you are respecting other people's boundaries. Jupiter in the 6th house also gives a huge love of small animals, and you could have a pet of your own, or this can get you into profession dealing with pets. This ultimately gives a huge love and connection with animals. Jupiter not only gives you the knowledge to deal with illnesses, but also to deal with conflicts. You have a very clever way of overcoming competition and conflicts in life. You are able to use your wisdom and compassion to win over your enemies. Jupiter in this 6th house gives you a lot of knowledge around dealing with work and career related issues. You are excellent at negotiating, at peacemaking, at really sorting out conflicts in this area. You can also be very skilled at delegating and getting people on board to help you to complete your task. Jupiter here can also, though, make you a workaholic and a huge perfectionist. You want to make sure that you get the job done right. So your reputation also becomes very important to you, as Jupiter is aspecting onto the 10th house of career and reputation. You want to be seen in a positive light. You want to make sure that you're getting the job done in a way where others will not critique you. So this can also be seen. And if Jupiter is badly damaged in this house, this also can give a lot of difficulties around this, where you can become very much afraid of self-criticism. Jupiter's aspect onto the 10th house also gives you a great deal of luck in the career area. Once again, this makes you a huge workaholic and very much caring, compassionate, wanting to help others. So people tend to notice this, and this helps you in this area of career, where you can find a lot of success and you can get well noticed in your field. Jupiter's aspect onto the 12th house means that you can work in organizations that involve helping others. Once again, this Jupiter 6th house is very much service oriented. So you could find yourself working in a hospital, prison, any sort of isolated environment where you are helping others. Jupiter's aspect onto the 12th house can also take you into foreign lands for work as well. At some point in your life, you can find yourself moving to a foreign land. Jupiter here also, though, can give some difficulties with mental and physical health, because Jupiter is going to expand this area of your life. So you want to make sure that you're paying attention to your health. But once again, Jupiter gives you the knowledge and wisdom to sort out any health-related concerns. As Jupiter aspects onto the 2nd house, this also can give you a very positive upbringing, where you can get a lot of support through your family. This can also be a position where you gain a lot of knowledge and wisdom around finances, and you can build a great deal of resources and wealth through this aspect. So this is very beneficial for you. For some of you, this can get you involved with self-employment, where you can gain a lot of skills and knowledge around business. Jupiter can also bring up some values from your early upbringing as well. And depending upon how Jupiter is placed in your chart, these values may or may not be helpful to you. You may have very strong conviction and may argue your beliefs. But with this position, you're also not afraid to admit when you are wrong and to correct these value systems as well. Jupiter's aspect onto the 12th house can also get you into debt in some cases as well. You can accumulate a great deal of expenses through this. But if Jupiter is placed well in the chart, then you tend to get expenses through being very charitable and generous. So ultimately, this tends to be a positive placement as you gain a great deal of wisdom around building your finances. So there is a lot of rotation within your finances, a lot of fluidity where you are able to put that money out into the universe and bring it in. So there's a lot of harmony in this area around dealing with finances. resources. Jupiter here can also get you involved with law and dealing with legal issues. So once again, this ultimately is going to get you into any field where you are overcoming obstacles and helping those in need. You're very much concerned with helping the underprivileged. Jupiter's aspect onto the 10th house can sometimes get you into government-related professions as well. And ultimately, Jupiter here can also give you fortune through investments. So Jupiter gives you a lot of knowledge around investments and savings and how to sort out your resources. Jupiter's aspect onto the 2nd house can also get you into some cooking-related business as well, or you can simply have a love of cooking and bringing people together in family functions. So ultimately, Jupiter's aspect onto the 2nd house gives a huge love of cooking and dealing with food and making sure that others feel nurtured and comforted. For husband, you can find your husband in anything that is related to social service. You can also meet your husband at work with this position as well. This is a very strong position for finding a husband who is very hardworking and who is very much invested in their career and has a great reputation. So overall, Jupiter here in this 6th house is a very positive position. This gives you a great deal of knowledge and wisdom around dealing with everyday conflicts and managing your resources.